Marv here, Words to the Wise. Today I'm going to tell a little story. It's called The Cup. And this is, in my opinion, it's one of the important stories in my series that I'm going to have. It's the foundation to many things. Our cup that we have is filled with knowledge and belief, hopefully. Our cup is filled no matter what. No matter what we say, our cup is filled with these things. In the beginning, if we have not the knowledge, then the cup is filled with belief. Much like prehistoric man believed of the gods firing the lightning bolts, the chariot across the sky. To explain things, they had an eye. There was a curiosity. They created beliefs. And in this function of this belief, they created stories, they created societies, they created moral conduct to be expressed in these places. And you find this not just in certain Greco societies or Roman, you find it throughout the world, time after time. Each culture has its own symbolism of telling these stories. The cup is designed as we grow. We thought the world was flat. The people believed it was flat. Then knowledge is brought in, and belief is challenged. Now, when you get something addressed to you that challenges your cup of belief, you have options. Your first option is to deny that. Hold on to your belief. Belief is important because this is what somebody says that you believe in is the truth. Don't listen to that truth. If you quickly decide, oh, well, I'll just accept that truth and replace that in my cup, then you find yourself easily swayed, and suddenly you have no truth of your own. You flow like the leaf in the wind with no course or reason, just fluttering about. If you take the truth that comes to you and you say, why is that a truth? Look at it without prejudice. Look at it and ask it, why are you true? Show me your reason. This is the rational thought. This is analysis. This is where our upper reasoning allows us to come up with things that our belief didn't, because our belief wants to have something, and it can be emotionally driven. Knowledge requires more discipline. You bring it in and you say, okay, I have to adjust my belief. So your cup takes this knowledge and it becomes belief. It becomes belief based upon knowledge. I always use it as much like an opinion. We all have an opinions. Some of us, our opinions are just a little bit more informed than others. I find this to be true. Now, if you go the other way and deny belief altogether and just take in knowledge is what I have, and my cup is only to be filled with knowledge, and it's very empty, and I need to fill it so I acquire more knowledge. What happens when the answers that you seek aren't found in knowledge? What happens when all your knowledge that you have presents a problem that you have no answer for? How do you reach for belief? How do you believe that a pretense that it can happen? Without that concept and tag of belief, that reach becomes much more difficult. Because well, it's impossible. The program can't do it. I mean, it only do the parameters of what it does. It does not allow you to step beyond what belief does. I think there's no axiom in the saying is which would you rather be? Do you want to keep your feet on the ground and to look at the sky, or would you rather keep your head in the clouds? Feet on the ground or heads in the clouds, something. Most people have to make a decision, and most of us will say we always want to moderate between those two extremes. Can I be somebody that stands on the ground and looks up and watches the clouds instead of having to keep my head up and in them? You want to moderate between the two. This is what we do with knowledge, and this is what we do with belief, and our cup is filled. So if you deny the truth that the world is round and you want to keep it flat, you can, but now you're lying to yourself. And when you start lying to yourself, you can never trust anybody the rest of your life. Once you lie to yourself, you never can trust him, because you can lie to yourself. You cannot even trust yourself. So how do you know whether your beliefs are based on truth or pretentious truth? The reason you want to believe because you want to hold on to some other secondary belief that you don't even want to focus on. But this one would challenge it, so you place yourself in denial. It's a tricky thing. I mean, I could sit there and say belief says I can do this, and I can believe I can go to heaven by killing a whole bunch of people. And if the belief supports that thing, these people are going to go out and kill a bunch of people thinking that they can go and get a whole bunch of nice, cool things. That's not a good belief. But you have somebody that can sit there and say there's nothing but what we do here, and then we die, we hit the ground, and we do the body rot. Well, that doesn't sound good either, because that says it doesn't matter what we do, it means nothing. But that's not true either. Because if you have belief, it gives you compass. And that goes into some stories that I will tell later to go into it. But the best cup is filled with knowledge and belief. If you take knowledge and no belief, what do you reach for? If you take belief and deny the knowledge, you're constantly in defense, constantly attacking the world, because as knowledge comes to you, what can you do but defend what you have? The best cup is filled with both. And the only way to do that is to take, when new knowledge comes to you, accept the axiom. Truth is the three-edged sword. There's your truth, and there's my truth, and there's the truth of the matter. Now, we may kill each other over our truths, yours and mine, but it's not going to change one iota the truth of the matter. And the truth of the matter is neither one of us know the real truth, only the way we perceive it to be. And that's another story I will tell later on about how that goes through mankind's and nature. But this is the cup. And I hope right now to present pieces of knowledge for you to test and look at and determine whether or not does it fit into your cup of belief, or is it to be tossed and held on to your belief because you find that contrary to your belief. But at least take the time to look at it. That's all I have to say right now. Thank you for listening to the story of the cup. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.